I'm quite clear. I've increased the amount of money they receive from us so we can have more police officers.
Okay,
but
why
also,
don't you just say, I have no idea? Because that would be an honest response. You clearly have no idea. I don't mind if it's to the 1,000, but you clearly have no idea.
Susan Hall revealed this about what SADIQ KHAN said in Assembly. You're not going to believe what just surfaced. Because while London politics has been noisy arguments about policing, transport, and rising living costs, something was quietly brewing in the background. Something that only came to light when Susan Hall finally decided to speak up. And when she did, people paused, social media froze. Commentators sat up straight. Because her revelation wasn't just another political jab. It touched on something much bigger: the tone, the direction, and the mindset inside London's governing spaces. Today, we're breaking down exactly what Susan Hall revealed, why it's causing this sudden storm online, and what it actually means for SADIQ KHAN as pressure mounts in the Assembly. So let's get straight into it. According to Susan Hall, something happened at a recent London Assembly session: a comment, a remark, a phrase that she says didn't sit right, not just with her, but with others in the room. She didn't exaggerate it, she didn't dramatize it, and she simply said, if people knew the tone of what was said today, they would understand why trust is fading. That one sentence set off an avalanche of questions. What exactly did SADIQ KHAN say? Why is Susan Hall lifting the lid now? Was it a misunderstanding, or something deeper? And here's the thing: Susan Hall didn't accuse SADIQ KHAN of anything extreme. She didn't make wild allegations. She didn't claim corruption, scandal, or foul play. She focused on tone, attitude, and what she described as a dismissive energy coming from the mayor when Assembly members raised concerns that real Londoners face every day. This is where the story gets interesting. According to Hall's version of events, the heated moment happened when members questioned the mayor about transport delays, policing shortages, and the growing frustration from residents who feel unheard. Hall says the mayor brushed off certain points, even laughing slightly at one comparison made about transport failures. For Hall, that moment was symbolic, a sign, she said, of a mayor who is no longer listening. Again, no extreme accusation. No harsh allegations. Just a direct, raw observation. And it was enough. The video clip of that moment, which circulated within hours, showed the exchange. Some viewers agreed with Hall, saying Khan appeared impatient. Others said Hall overreacted. That split alone sparked a wave of commentary across London's political scene. Within minutes, reaction threads popped up. One user wrote, "This is the problem: Londoners raise concerns, and they're dismissed as political noise." Another fired back with, "This is typical Assembly drama. Nothing new." But the most telling reaction came from a journalist at a local London outlet who commented, "If Assembly members feel brushed off, imagine how ordinary people must feel." That line gained traction fast. Even some inner-circle political observers began hinting that this wasn't the first time tensions between Hall and Khan had surfaced during questioning sessions. One political editor noted, "Hall has been pushing for more accountability, and Khan often strikes back with confidence. But this session felt different, more strained." That perception that the atmosphere had shifted is exactly why this moment is exploding the way it is. To understand why this matters, you have to look at the history. Susan Hall and SADIQ KHAN have been political opposites for years. Hall represents a sharper, more traditional criticism of Khan's policies, especially on crime and transport. Khan, meanwhile, often accuses his challengers of misrepresenting London's progress. So when Hall said, "If people heard the tone today," she wasn't just speaking about a single comment. She was pointing to what she believes is a pattern, a growing disconnect between leadership and the voices questioning that leadership. And that's where the tension is swelling. Because Londoners, right now, are frustrated. They're dealing with rising costs, safety concerns, transport issues, and they want a mayor who appears fully engaged with every question raised, even the tough ones. Hall's statement tapped directly into that frustration. The timing could not be more significant. With political trust already shaky, people are paying close attention to tone, not just policies. A single moment, a sigh, a laugh, a dismissive phrase becomes symbolic of whether leaders are in tune with the public. And today's politics is emotional. Perception matters. Energy matters. So when someone like Hall says, This is why trust is fading. It hits the public differently than it would have 5 years ago. It feels more real, more relatable, more immediate. This moment isn't going away anytime soon. Expect more assembly members to comment. Expect journalists to replay that clip in slow motion. Expect supporters of both sides to frame their own versions of what really happened. But the bigger question, and the one people are already asking, is this. Was this just a tense moment in a long political rivalry, or a sign that patience inside the London Assembly is wearing thin? Because if Hull is right about the tone, if Londoners begin to feel the same way, then this small moment could snowball into a much bigger conversation about leadership style, accountability, and respect during public questioning. And the question that lingers is simple. If this is just the beginning, how much deeper does the frustration go?